I'm sorry if my appearance seems a little bit greasy and or sweaty, but I figured that this would be a very appropriate look in order to talk about a topic that I feel like a lot of people need to be addressed about. Winning in Hearthstone. Because I feel like there's this misconception that people cannot have fun in Hearthstone unless they're winning. And the reason why I'm talking about this is because there was a tweet that was actually made by one of my good friends, Final S, over in the EU community, where he's like, what is a Hearthstone take that would get you in this position? And this was essentially my quote-unquote hot take, and it got about it got some decent engagement, so I decided to kind of like go through some of the replies as well as talk about this more in general, because I really do believe that a lot of people do not have fun in Hearthstone unless they are winning and like getting the best ranks they possibly can. Spoiler alert, you don't need to be top whatever legend in order to be having fun with this game, and this is going to be my way of explaining this. So, just to go through the tweet, I ended up saying, you don't need to win games to have fun in Hearthstone. Winning can be fun. Obviously, we want to win games, but when all you do is focus on winning is the fastest way to ruin your enjoyment in Hearthstone. This is why every person who grinds high legend is fucking miserable. Now, I did have some people that were like, the last sentence was very unnecessary, but I just want to go ahead and say this right now, that the people that I see grinding at like, top 10 legend trying to go for like a finish for worlds really are miserable with the experience, because they do want to, qualify for worlds, but the process of getting there is just, it really tanks on their mental health, at least from what I can tell. But I'm not trying to throw shade here. Every person that I watch that aims to the highest rank really doesn't enjoy the process, only the end result. Because every loss feels so much worse when you need to get whatever rank in order to make the grind even remotely worth the time investment. So like, this is kind of what I wanted to talk about a little bit, is how do you have fun in Hearthstone if you're not winning the game? Well, I have a couple of situations for you, and it's actually kind of funny because someone that I used to play Hearthstone at my high school lunch table with actually responded to this tweet. My good friend Zoe Reyes, that I've known since high school, that actually is a game designer. I'm pretty sure that's what the GD stands for. I remember back in high school when I wasn't the best player, but it was still very fun every match that we did because of the atmosphere we made together. And this is kind of like what I wanted to address here, is that I feel like a lot of people that grind for the top ranks in Hearthstone are not playing with their friends. They're not playing goofy decks. They're just playing whatever the best deck on Vicious Syndicate is, the best deck on HS Replay. They're not willing to take risks and to, find these new awesome strategies that really can lead to great gameplay and to, actually making good memories about the game, versus just saying something along the lines of, ooh, Druid. I hate Druid. Druid is really annoying right now. But you want to know what isn't Druid that's working really well, and I will be making a video about this very soon? It's actually Infinite Fizzle Rogue. And I guess I should show the deck list before I go into this clip, but this deck is actually really fun, and I will be making a video about this again because I have talked about it a little bit, but I actually was able to reach top 1000 legend with this new take on the deck, and I really do believe that this is the definition of fun, is just sometimes letting the random be random. So I'm gonna quickly explain this deck, and then I'm gonna show the clip, and then I'm going to talk about how I feel like more people can have fun in Hearthstone that isn't just playing the best decks possible. So the whole point of this deck is to draw through your list very quickly, get to the end of your deck, so that way you can enable infinite Fizzle combos by playing Fizzle into Shadow Step, and then you can have that snapshot added to your deck so you never take fatigue. You can play Yogg for 0 mana, activate an ability to either steal a minion from your opponent or force attacks, and then you can play Breakdance in order to make that 7/5 body actually be able to attack into the next turn, so you can pressure your opponent, and it's not just about creating an infinite loop, always having a minion to play, because sometimes if you keep doing this over and over again, if you're not careful with how you utilize your resources, you will start compounding cards, and then you will have a full hand that really messes up the infinite loop. But worst case scenario, if you aren't able to win the game because your opponent says, or if your opponent, say for example, plays a Steam Cleaner, then the Yogg can actually become in clutch, because you could just go for random tentacles, and maybe the tentacles will buy you out of a game. And that goes into this clip that I am really happy that I put together, and I'm gonna have to move myself here in order to really sell the moment here. But I'm going to be showcasing a lot of these clips in a future video that I'm not going to spoil yet because I really want it to be a surprise. But check this game out. I'm not even going to say anything. I'm just going to let it happen. Opponent loves this. He's playing 40 card warrior. He should have checked his deck for it. It's the same thing over and over again, but it looks like he's going for it. So, like, most people would concede from this point, right? Not me.
You wanna play fucking hardball? We'll play hardball!
Card. Fantastic card. How do I, he needs to kill my fizzle. I want him to kill my fizzle, but he knows it's a secret. He knows what the secret is. It literally shows you. But I don't think you guys are ready for this. I'm just gonna let the music speak for itself.
Yeah, we can kill him. We have the chance.
Okay, what do these yogs do? Okay.
Yep!
Yep!
Wait, happening game.
If he can't kill time, then it's over! And he has to kill a different minion. Honestly, this is my favorite kind of content to edit. I love mixing music. It just really sells how insane this moment is.
He has to have a fire card. He has to have a fire card. Oh my god.
Oh my god. Even if he does, he has to still deal with the board too. This is like extremely sad. I feel so bad for my opponent.
Oh shit! Wait! He's still
Every single game with this deck is a fucking trolling plan. But yep, that's pretty much what I wanted to show everybody with how, you know, if you embrace the randomness in Hearthstone, these kind of memories are what sell people on this game and how you are able to actually have fun in case, you know, if you're playing the same meta decks every single time, then you're not going to be able to have these fantastic, hilarious, one-of-a-kind moments that actually make you enjoy the game, because there may be one side of people that say, oh, that was bullshit, Clark, that was absolutely lucky. Why would you celebrate randomness like that? Well, because it's not normal. It is something that really sells how Hearthstone can be a curated experience, but only if you are willing to take those risks. It's literally a high-risk, high-reward situation, and I feel like a lot of people just don't want to take the risk because they would rather just go for the highest ranks possible instead of doing something a little bit off-meta or a little bit goofy in order to, you know, have these really insane moments that you'll never have if all you do is just play Druid, Pure Paladin, aggro, you know, Arcane Hunter. Decks that are just very curated and just try to win the game as quickly as possible and as consistent as possible. But I will also say that I think that Infinite Rogue is a lot better than people think it is, but it's mostly due to the fact that Yogg-Saron is an absolutely busted card. So, going into my larger point, how can you have fun in Hearthstone if you're not winning every single game? Well, you can make a challenge. You can make a challenge to where you have like a Thaddeus combo that you want to pop off. And there's a lot of people like Tic Tac, for example. Tic Tac is someone that actually recently hit rank 1 legend with Druid. But before Druid was an absolute, you know, tyrant on the ladder, the dude was literally throwing his ranks and enjoying it with Jimmy Rogue. Jimmy Rogue was like the Thaddeus, ETC, Rivendare, Gadgetzin deck that was just about playing ETC Man Manager in order to get all 3 cards from the ETC, so that way you could draw your deck with Gadget, play the Rivendares, play Tarslick, and then just kill all the minions that you can in order to activate the OTK. And he legitimately had fun with, I believe, like a 35% win rate, going from like top 200 to top 4,500. So like, that's one way that you can have fun, is by trying to make a challenge and trying to play a deck that you just are really passionate about. But another thing that I feel like a lot of people don't do, and I've already said this a little bit, is just playing with friends. Like, take the stakes out of the game, play something goofy, and then see how much fun that Hearthstone still is, because if you take out the meta and just play with a friend and just focus on doing something a little bit wacky, then you can do a lot with this game and actually prevent yourself from burning out, because I've been having a really refreshing time with Hearthstone recently, even though every single creator that I know, and I mean literally every single one, is complaining about Druid. And I get it. I get it. Druid is very busted right now, and when Druid forges their Embrace of Nature and then plays Nourished of ramp and draw cards, and if they somehow play Solar Eclipse on top of that, it does suck. It's not an enjoyable experience. But sometimes you just gotta take a break, you know what I mean? Like, I was watching Monsanto yesterday, former Hearthstone Grandmaster, and he's playing poker now. He's just all in on poker and has been playing it for the past 6 months. Popped in on a stream, and I just, chatted with him a little bit, and he said that taking a break from Hearthstone was actually one of the best things that he could have done, because he ended up replaying it within this month. He's still top 20 legend somehow, because the dude's just absolutely cracked at card games, and he's legitimately enjoying himself now, even though Druid is a meta tyrant and is very much warping the meta around him. So I just really wanted to make this video in order to tell people that the real truth about Hearthstone is that you create your own experience. If all you do is play meta decks and you keep losing to meta decks, it's no surprise that you are burnt out, that you don't enjoy the Hearthstone meta because you're just seeing the same decks over and over again, and you just really just need to take a step back. And I'm not saying that you need to take a break like Monsanto for several months, but take a break for like a day or two, maybe 3 days. Play some goofy decks. Play against friends, just keep queuing up, and queue into casual or something like that. That's probably not the greatest example, but I'm just trying to give as many different ideas as possible to where you don't have to just play the meta all the time, because everyone that only plays meta in any card game, or in any video game for that matter, is usually not enjoying the process, because if they don't win, it doesn't feel like they're doing things right, or they're not getting, the right rewards for it, so to speak. But that's pretty much all that I really wanted to say, is that Hearthstone can be a fun game and is still a very fun game, but you just gotta pull yourself away a little bit and stop tryharding so much and stop sweating over every single game. You just gotta be able to have fun with the randomness that's enabled. But since my dog is barking, I think that's a good time to end this video. So go ahead and tell me your thoughts on this topic. I can completely understand if some people don't agree with this topic, and I think that's fair. If you want to go for the top ranks and your goal is to qualify for Worlds, then do everything that you can. But if your goal is to have fun in Hearthstone, sometimes you gotta take it a little bit less seriously and focus all in on the randomness. Thank you so much for making it to the end of this video, and we'll see you for the next one.